welcome back to Teach a Man to Fish channel. Today's video, we're going to be canning some deer meat. My freezer has become very full. It's late season. It's been one of the most successful seasons I've ever had in my life. So since the freezer's getting full, it's time to start doing some canning. So I'll be doing this canning for future meals, so I'll keep in mind the preparation that I'm doing. And we're going to be doing a unique technique in this canning. We're going to sear first, which adds a whole new flavor to the canning process. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and prep that meat into cuts. The more time you spend and the better you prep that meat, your gaminess flavor drops off. But I will tell you this, all of that connective tissue during the canning process, because it is such a long cook to make it safe, you're talking an hour and a half at 15-pound pressure temperatures. All of that sinew and connective tissue in the meat dissolves while you're doing the cook. So you can go back in my archives 2 years ago and you can see a video that I made where I took some canned venison, made it into a barbecue sauce. From this canning session, we'll wind up doing some stews, some more barbecue, some beef stroganoff, maybe a couple of other recipes. Once you can it, it's cooked. It takes the cooking time down to almost nothing. I'm talking get home from work, make your sauce, throw the meat in. You don't have those long cook times. As far as difficulty, this is not difficult at all. Some people get intimidated by the canning process, and I can guarantee you, you don't have to be intimidated. I'm no canning expert, but I know enough to get it done safely, and I'm feeding my family from this. Now let's take all those roasts and all those cuts. Before we sear them, we'll put some oil and some black pepper and just a touch of salt on each of them. That helps with the searing process. Remember, dry, oiled meat, especially venison, fries and gets better sear marks. Remember, never use salt that has iodine in it. That's actually pink Himalayan salt that I'm using there. I'm going to show you a couple of statistics. The likelihood of getting sickened from canning is nil to non-existent. The most recent data that I can find was from 2017, and it laid out there were 19 deaths, I believe, tied to foodborne. Most of those were from a nacho cheese at a convenience store outbreak. The rest of them were linked to seal oil and blubber and dried herring in Alaska. So that's just further evidence that home canning is safe statistically. You're going to do the right thing and do your research and do good, safe canning. So you've got cubes that are great for stews, throwing into stews already cooked. You've got thin strips that are great for stroganoff. And then you have a kind of hybrid of the two, cut with the grain in rectangular shape, and this is great for making barbecue. Cubes, strips, rectangular cuts. The other beauty of this is you can take this straight into deer camp and you've got an awesome camp meal ready to go. Now we'll go ahead and load up the jars in those three categories of meat. I'll go ahead and give you a link to the National Center for Home Food Preservation. That's where you can get the real advice on how to safely can meat. A cube of beef bouillon in each jar. Half a teaspoon of minced garlic in each jar. Water.
water into each.
You'll see that my canner is not fancy. This is something that I picked up in a thrift store for, I think, about $8. So the government recommends that you have emergency supplies for hurricanes, power outages, natural disasters, you name it. This is ready-made meals that are prepared for those times when you need an easy, quick, fast, safe meal.
So it's the next day and we've left that to cool naturally overnight.
I've got some meals that are pushing 2 years, so it's long-term storage.
All of the juices in that jar are also able to be used. With the broth and the flavor and the onion and the garlic, it adds a lot. So YouTube says this video is perfect for your viewing habits. And this is a playlist of my other venison cooking. This is my latest upload. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click like, subscribe, share, and come on back for more.